Prophet Ishaaq ﷺ is one of the quiet prophets of the Quran. His story isn't loud, nor is it dramatic. And although his mention is very brief, his honor and elevated status with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is made very clear. One of the lessons that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala teaches us through the depiction of Ishaaq in the Quran is that achieving honor with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala doesn't always require loud publicity, fame, or a dramatic story. In fact, Ishaaq alayhi salam is depicted as someone whose example is very accessible for most to follow. In one verse, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَبَشَّرْنَاهُ بِإِسْحَاقَ نَبِيًّا مِنَ الصَّالِحِينَ, that we gave Ibrahim alayhi salam glad tidings of Ishaaq, a prophet from amongst the righteous. So here Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala describes Ishaaq as someone who was salih, someone who was righteous, who was striving to achieve good within himself and in that which was around him. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in another ayah, He mentions Ishaaq in which He said, and remember our servants, Ibrahim, Ishaaq, and Yaqub. They were people of inner strength and people of religious vision. Inner strength here means the ability to reject temptation, reject negative energy, and remain firm upon the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And people of abasar, of religious vision, means people who are able to connect their worldly affairs to the religious principles that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala teaches us. My brothers and sisters, additionally we see that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala depicts Ishaaq as a prophet with a lineage of prophets. Prophet Ishaaq alayhi salam carried the legacy of his father Ibrahim alayhi salam and passed it down to his son Yaqub alayhi salam, who also passed it down to his son Yusuf alayhi salam. So Ishaaq played a critical role in carrying the legacy of Islam. My brothers and sisters, we learn from the depiction of Ishaaq that it's not always about an elaborate, famous contribution. It's not always about a loud social media presence. It's not always about having the microphone. We can be people of a subtle and quiet nature and still have a high maqam, a high ranking with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala by embodying beautiful qualities like the qualities of Ishaaq alayhi salam. We ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to inspire us and give us the tawfiq to be able to reach beautiful stations with Him through whatever means we have. As-salāmu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
لقد كان في قصصهم عبرة لأولي الألباب ما كان حديثا يفترى ولكن تصديق الذي بين يديه وتفصيل كل شيء وهدى ورحمة لقوم يؤمنون.